Hello, my lovelies. I hope you're all well. I hope you had an amazing holiday. And I hope you got to spend time with friends, family, and share the love and joy. I had a great one. So today we are going to be doing a hashtag VR to Atypical Tarot and Astrolady Tarot. And this is hashtag 13 Tarot Tube Questions. I thought I'd jump on because I saw Rochelle's at Amethyst Ascension and a few other people's, and I was like, hey, these are really good questions. I have to look down at my other phone for the questions, so excuse-moi while I do that. Number one, what are your favorite videos to watch? So outside of like TarotTube, well, let's just do TarotTube first. So on TarotTube, I tend to not really get into many readings. I have select readers I'll watch. Allie's Tarot is like a really good one. I love the way that she reads. Chris over at, I believe it's Minnow Pond Tarot. I could be wrong. Ooh. Yeah, I always get that one jumbled for some reason. Don't know why. But I also like watching unboxings of decks or walkthroughs of decks. It's kind of how I make my list, of future decks that I want. I do enjoy seeing those. Outside of TarotTube, I enjoy funny people. Yeah. So I really like to watch spiritual things as well, like I'll watch The Fifth Kind. I watch documentaries. I watch a large variety of different things relating to different ideas or theories of, interdimensional beings or I also like watching quantum physics and other like sciencey videos and relating that to like spiritual beliefs that I have. It just kind of validates them for me, and I think it's cool to do personally. And I also enjoy watching a lot of like mythologies, a lot of stories. I like Mr. Ballen's channel. I like watching a lot of PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye's older gaming videos. They just, if I'm having a bad day and I watch them or like Cinnamon Toast Ken, I laugh. It never fails me. They will make you laugh, and sometimes you just need that, right? I also enjoy watching like the creepy or listening to stories, um, like 50 stories of Wendigo sightings or things like that. I enjoy a good story. Number two, what is your favorite content to film? Probably anything where I'm documenting an experience. I like to share my experiences, even if they're not relatable. Maybe someone will have a similar experience and then be able to relate to it later. Because my video is kind of like a diary along with sharing for connectiveness to people in our niche or community. I also really enjoy doing in-depth like videos about mythologies, my own theories, and things like that. I love making my demon videos and videos on my encounters with my incubus and succubus experiences. Um, and in the future, I do want to start filming walkthroughs or readings I do in people's houses to help them when they're having an issue with spirits or an entity, or they're having an experience with something supernatural, paranormal. And I used to do this actually for people and just help them. I've worked with one paranormal team, and it was fun. So I really want to get back into doing that, and free of charge, just ask if I can film it. because I think that type of content would be really interesting. It would document my work and experiences, their experiences, and maybe others could relate to that and find that interesting. So that is like a huge goal for the future of my channel when I am able. Number three is, what are your least favorite videos to watch? Uh, Religious stuff, or uh, I really kind of have an issue with if it's pertaining to like tarot too. I really do not like watching these readings. I used to really be into watching readings, but what turned me off is like tags or titles like, hey, Scorpio, this is the biggest thing that ever happened in your life. Like, you must watch now. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what they say. And then literally like the next day or next week, it's like, Scorpio, no, this is the biggest thing, that's ever going to happen to you. You must watch. And it just kind of felt generic, like you weren't getting anything from some of these readings, and it was like for the views, which is okay to do in my opinion, but also kind of make your viewers feel like they're getting something out of it. You know what I mean? If I try, maybe sometimes fail, but I try when I do my videos to give the audience something they can take from that video to either make them think, make them feel, or just so they don't leave feeling like, well, that was a waste of my time. Um, I acknowledge some people's opinions differ, but those will have to be the ones that really irritate me. Or like, hey, he's cheating on you, Scorpio, so you must watch this now. Or a third party's gonna come in, you better watch for it. And I feel like those can just really get people paranoid. um, Especially if it is like zodiacs, because a lot of people believe in their zodiac die hardly, and the stereotypes of them, like being jealous, possessive, paranoid, what have you. So if people think of themselves this way and then view these types of readings, it's going to make them even more paranoid, or feel at a subconscious level to be obligated to look for these things. And I feel like that could really harm someone's life more than it can help. Four, what is your favorite part of the tarot community? The people, the gifted readers, and I think everybody in our community that I do watch has a gift of reading. There are many different styles of it, but everyone has that certain like touch, that mwah, when it comes to their reading. If I don't, I mean, the tarot community is actually quite large. If I don't vibe with, you as a reader, nothing personal, but I'm more likely not to, watch that. But I do really enjoy the gifts the people in this community have and watching people express those gifts. I also really like the people in the community. Just, you're all beautiful, the ones that I know. I love the connectiveness, the topics of tarot that brings everybody together, that gets discussions going, and also learning and teaching each other. I feel like we all have something to learn off one another, and we all teach each other in this community. Number five is, what is your least favorite part of the tarot community? um, well, this just happened the other day, but I think it's like the moral superiority complex some people have. And what I mean by that is attacking or shaming other people for differences of opinions, or because they may like something that they want to boycott, versus having an open discussion. This actually just happened the other day, and tell the emotional intelligence of people by this type of behavior. Pretty much, if you disagree with me, then state your case, state your point and why. And you may change my mind, you may change my perspective. But if you come at me and you're just like, shame on you for doing this, and yada yada, and you're kind of vague about it and only just kind of being a shitty person, I'm not going to listen to you, and it's not going to change my mind. In fact, it's going to piss me off, and I'm just going to be like, well, I'm sorry, you big mad? Oh well, you know, you're more than likely to get your point across by actually having an open debate or discussion about it, and I will listen. I will listen to that. I will not listen to you trying to belittle or shame me or somebody else just because they have a tarot deck and you don't like something about it. So you try to belittle or humiliate that person, especially publicly, because you have a moral superiority complex. Now, do I feel like boycotting things and, having this discussion has its place, being on the opposing side? Absolutely, but I don't think everything's so black and white. I think we need to explore and discuss the gray areas of these things as well and find a mutual solution, because shaming people and just belittling them and degrading them for having a difference of opinion is not going to find a solution. And if you're not out to find a solution, what are you even arguing for? Right? And not everybody in the community is like that. A lot of people are actually wonderful. They love a good debate, they love these discussions, and I find that amazing. The majority of people don't do this. So it's not like a huge thing, but I just find the like crusading, if that's what you would call it, the attacking. That doesn't help anybody on either side. It might make people feel more powerful or like they're doing the right thing, but is it really? Is it really? All right. Number 6, what motivated you to start your channel? This is actually funny. When I met Chris, the only like huge online life that I had was gaming online, truly. I watched YouTube for like creepy pastas and other things. I had no idea that there was a tarot or like a witch or pagan community, um, because I'd never really used the internet like that until I met him, and he kind of broadened my horizons on it. And he was like, you know what? Like, you know a lot about the occult. You have a lot of experience here. Maybe you could connect with other witches and such, and you know, make videos. And you're a creative person. And I'm just kind of like, there's witches on YouTube? There's tarot readers on YouTube, and he's like, yeah, like, and you should totally do it. And I'm like, but I have to be, I have to interact in public with people. But then I thought about it and I was like, man, it would be great to connect with like-minded people. So I went and looked up on YouTube, like witchcraft and witches. And sure enough, I seen a lot of you guys. And I was like, well, hell, how do I do this? Okay, I guess we're going to do this. And initially, I started to connect with people and to kind of give my tips for newer witches, because I seen at that time there was like this rise in paganism and spirituality, and there were a lot of questions people had. So I started off like answering those and trying to teach like just basic stuff, and then it just grew from there, and other people in this community helped me grow. Was an amazing thing, and I have no regrets at all. 7, who inspires you on YouTube? There are a lot of people that inspire me on YouTube. Um, the majority is in this community. I can name a few, but I would be here all day if I named like everybody. And that is because I really admire people who have the strength and ability to come on here and put themselves out there and to express their experiences, their stories, their thoughts, their views. Um, it really is kind of a kink for me to see why people are the way they are, what background they come from, what all contributes to their experience, especially when it comes to spirituality. Um, Also, I can't tell you how many times people have brought up a topic And I was inspired to create a similar video from that, like not copy, obviously, but it inspired me because I was like, I think I have something to add to that conversation, so I'll do one as well. Because so many people on here have great ideas, have great experiences, are powerful, and just by putting yourselves out there and seeing your videos in the community is inspiring in itself. Definitely, Rochelle at Amethyst Ascension. I'm sure you've seen that coming. I had to, because she truly does inspire me in so many ways. I can't begin to really express the feeling I feel when I think about the inspiration that she brings me, because the voice, she's never afraid to use her voice. She's confident and beautiful and strong and all the things that I used to not see in myself until I had met her. And that inspires me in so many ways. Just truly a beautiful person. Same with Abby over at Abby the Witch, another beautiful, strong woman who uses her voice. I really admire that because I feel like there's a lot of times in my life where my voice felt suffocated or silenced. And it didn't used to be like that, just experience brought that upon, like a fear from trauma. And these ladies and a lot of you guys bring that back out in me and help me challenge myself and my fears. And I'm getting that back, and I have the community to thank for that. Number 8. The number one thing you would change about the YouTube tarot community? Nothing. I wouldn't change anything. Even the issues that I have with it, which mentioned earlier, I would not change it because everything is how it is supposed to be. I am a firm believer in that. And we're never going to grow and change if we do try to change these things. If we don't have these discussions and learn and grow through each other, or have these bad things happen, or, these negative uh, instances, or what have you, how will we know where to go from there, what not to do, how to be better, as a community and people? And also, I mean, I'm also a firm believer in let everybody be who they are. So why change that? Even the readings that I don't like, mentioned earlier, I wouldn't change that. Why? Because be who you are. It doesn't mean it's for me, and I don't have to watch it. But it is what it is, right? Number 9. Number one advice for other creators, new people starting out on a channel. Don't take it so seriously. YouTube is not what it used to be in terms of like making it big really fast. A lot of things have made it more difficult, especially for people coming in now. It's not as easy. It wasn't even as easy when I started. You had to have so much this or that to become monetized, and now even that has changed and become harder. Don't take it so seriously. Just do what you love. um, Post consistently, which I should take that advice, but it's my internet, guys. And sometimes I feel lazy, but um, do what you love, post consistently, and just enjoy the community and the people you meet through it. And you will grow together. Don't look at everybody else as competition. Um, and I don't think you will fail at your goals, because that just creates a heavy burden on your mentality, I think. If we look at what other people have and what we don't have, instead of celebrating that, then you're in the lower vibrational scale of that. I feel like, how can we be successful if we don't see our own worth in ourselves? That's what's going to cause you to grow. And even if it isn't in views and numbers, it's within yourself, which is the greatest success, in my opinion. Also, you're going to get assholes in the comments. There's no avoiding that if you're going to put yourself out there in public, which is why it takes a certain level of courage. So don't take things too hard, is what I'm trying to say. Number 10, what do you like about YouTube as a whole? I love the diversity, man. I mean, you can pretty much type in anything and get anything you want to see. So much information's available to us through it, and so much experiences and stories, and that's what I love. Number 11, what is a deck divination tool you use alone but don't show or use online? Well, let me show you, shall I? So I do use my Ouija board when I communicate with the dead or do like seances. I'll be seeing and communicating with them, but somebody else will play it with me and or use it with me. And if they can't see them or whatever, I can be relating what I'm seeing and hearing and let them come through me to help move it. And also, I made a divination bowl. Some of these symbols you would recognize, others not so much, because I made them up to where only I will be able to read it. This is a multi-purpose divination bowl. I use tea, herbs, sand, runes in it, dice. Sorry, I had some herbs in that not long ago. But yeah, so I've got like yes, no, certain lines mean certain things as well. That's why some of them look different. Also, and that is kind of like a frequency thing for me. I'm trying to practice reading on frequencies. Also, the closer to the eye, the closer in the future certain things will happen. It's got multiple, like you can do past, present, future. You can do divination on other things. You can even use a pendulum, or I'll use this little thing with it. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff. Number 12, what is a deck you want but won't buy because you don't support the creator slash publisher? None, because I won't do that unless it is something like really serious with the creator. I know it's kind of not the popular opinion or way to go about things, but I separate sometimes creators from what they've created. Uh, there's no way to know in this world if everything created is from a shitty person or not. We're all human. We've all had our horrible moments. And some of us just don't get caught as easily because we're not that famous or we didn't publish something, what have you. So, unless it's like hurting, really hurting somebody else or a child or, something really, really extreme, then typically I won't do this. I'll just get it because I want it, a very self-serving thing. Not to support them, not to not support them, but other things I will get to support somebody that I die hard want to support. But if I feel kind of turned off by them, then if I really want it, I might still get it if I deem, it not too bad or bad enough to completely do this. Many authors that have said horrible or controversial things, or they just act horribly, even to their reviews or other things, or some of them are just straight up misogynistic or douchebags. And it sucks because I will love some of these books or decks or whatever very much. You hear Floki? And because I want to know what happens next, or because I really think that deck is amazing, I might still get it. Sue me. I don't Number care. 13, what has been your most memorable experience being a part of TarotTube? Oh my goodness. Well, some of the people that I've met and created strong bonds with. Um, Readings we've done. I do remember doing a reading, and this one sticks with me. I don't know if this counts because I'm not sure really how to answer this one, besides like the connections I've made and stuff like that, or like going to lives and having a laugh at some people. They're very funny. Like, enjoy being able to laugh with the community, share moments. But one, I remember doing a reading with Rochelle and some other ladies, and we were live, and my God, this was completely unexpected, but I actually had a spirit come in, like just hijack me, and they had a message for somebody who was viewing the readings. And it completely freaked me out. I was mortified because I'm not always comfortable with sharing my mediumship um, in public. You know, it can freak people out. It can freak me out. And I don't always know how it'll go. It could be unpredictable, some of these spirits. And that was really interesting. There are a lot of talks or discussions we've had that I completely will never forget, just because they were so interesting to me that they impacted me at some level to keep thinking about it, right? I will never forget people who have impacted me that I don't speak with now, only because they served a purpose in my life at the time we were speaking. So, never any regrets. And regardless of what people may think, say, whatever about that, I'm a firm believer some people come into your life at certain times for a reason. And when you're done, your contract's over, it's done. It doesn't mean that I will ever forget certain experiences that I had with people, you know? Alrighty, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. I will see you guys later, and thank you for watching.